president from signing the bill. Immediately, the president, no one person was signing. Let us not run away from this. President Madame Popa, former president, is a very good friend of mine. I have a lot of respect for him. All the mission. Now, I'm sure another reason why it is obvious that he didn't like this law. I only Kamala Harris, Obesla Ghana or Ghana. I only didn't come out. This issue came up. What did the president tell us? Also, this is not a legislation of my government. Mr. Wankasa, and that it is a handful of MPs. About Wankasa.
Yeah.
Now, some people are Ghana for a handful. The president was well aware. As I said, it's a very good thing we have discussed this issue. When you say election, I mean, Mr. Katamano, I saw one penufua and no more prayer. You know, when you Cali Bishops Conference, Ghana Pentecostal and Charismatic Council, everywhere, anywhere, PDS, remember some capacity because your coalition and your poor batanya. I saw one penufua in Aka home, and I make a Muslim, but yes, you know, you can't say, Muslim for leader, chief, I'm a bompire, my. It's woman, the president can say a handful of MPs. Then, in any case, private members, you just need one MP. Now, Okasa is not a legislation of my government. It's your government, me and my government. And I'm going to go to Article 1, Article 1. Article 1 say all the powers of government are supposed to be exercised for and on behalf of the people of this country. Not you. So maybe the president, yes, maybe. I know the president has his reasons why he probably didn't want to sign. I can but the human rights issue is something he points out to. But the name say human rights, you have discussed this issue. So they should be on a tier. How does that become a human right? Even right now, as someone may know Kaya Nagana for Bidumun Tiago, and then we call US, then President Trump, I can say, Omongui, everywhere, as my make a and yes, someone I can now mount for fee say, the can, and yet, and the whole president of the United States, I declare, say, now, no, in the US, male and female, GI, what bogu. It is said to President Trump, because he will know all of us, who said, can, they are no quick. It's Ghana for Abaso, because Diana na you can they cannot, they correct them there. But I don't want them even to deviate. Because what about Bishamene say?
Yes, if you said near Yempesa, Yabesa, Aquapimbium. Near Mampenina can ye me so more mine be so munia ye jumano. Sanya beya, young quanin could do baby near Mecaso challenges so frasa bentigis ye couldn't say no. Would you say, baby, I watch you say ye draino. He ne was ye fanny Mampenina cano, ne quanswa no, yen yani and quayani manase, or more, or muku de coye. Say private members bill no, yen yai more ye, na yen share near Emrano Becca.
I know you are Jenny Papa, but now Macano other stations say the current president Yajini say and what's it's answer Ghana for a Tuabamano. This LGBT issue was very critical. On with the nation, and no, the LGBT issue was very critical to the elections here. Ghana for Ghana for Tuaba because they were not comfortable with the way the MPP attitude towards the bill was. A woman said, your man Penia, Abedici, Dr. Baunia, but you could see clearly from the attitude of the president at that time, say, oh no, dear, to be honest with you, young kind of Preno, pay, he liked it, and he didn't want to sign the bill, contrary to what Ghanaians wanted. Now, President Wayne, because it was a vote. As I said, Ghana for now, the Tuabama, what did he say? Because private members, when I say individual, and they call. Now, because this issue was Asempa, they hear Ghana for a Kahuma Ghana for at the Tuabama, or Mwankasa, he used it as a campaign message, Was it me? I will instruct my Attorney General to bring it, or the Assembly of Parliament. Now, I know I am the Namabonabaso. Because he's reflecting the will of Ghanaians. As someone about to Ghana for 2 years, 2 years, and Tano. Your person here, Ghana for because Ghana for Saniepe. So he wants to do that for us. which was in contrast to the the cultural former president Akua Yamadamfu one Kamala say it is not the legislation of his government. This is clearly a difference. Now I have the papa because the president is recognized and say Ghana for two years and Sano yay a woman I found so near my and you must do it for our well-being. He has to do it through the Attorney General. Now the reason, another technical reason why private members bill a crop problem they say. And these are issues that Mr. Sky had raised and that some people had raised. So for private members bill, and Rano Kase, it should not impose a charge on the exchequer. Like they say, would the bill be a bar, a private members bill? And this is a ban say at the cover bar ban one. Sorry, you can't bring a private members bill. Now, we get bill no more. There are criminal procedures. The police will do investigations. They will do arrest. They will prosecute. There will be sentencing, and people are going to go to prison. Now, no, it's a cost. All the nature, no. Two, Yiadom baby say care, treatment, and support for omwa a year one. Now, and no, a year pa. It's as a coalition, no. Now you tie and marriage, you know. Yeah, the idea said, so be a woman was active anymore. And so we tell now we go prison. That be said you one way here because my church will station so how people get into that behavior. Obi otesan, utam no, I would tell you so we go prisoner. And what na no po ama ye coalition 4 years ago on the 6th of March. Macau station so yet hospital Kasia. We hear say young found treatment. We hear say, okay, what this problem makes me about several testimonies. Now the question was that if you want to go through such treatment here, one of the better. It's the other private members bill. If the cost is going to be borne by the state, no. Naturally, say private members bill no, and one touch now. Now, Attorney General, extra opinion TV. These were some of the issues that he raised with the private members bill. Now, the president or the Attorney General, so dear, and no, you would not have these witnesses. And those are the reasons why, if the president says he wants to communicate and bring this bill through the Attorney General, the only point that Ghana for Binumu Air can say, yes, sir. Na we so enko dane krokro de don na enko dane we ya be che na ye de fa ye di ura na ye de che na no so I extend the idea no for a long period of time
eno na de mi be si me next question so lawyer me ntwa no say mampani ba ye ne nkasa emu fa emra yi hu no waka bibi say emra no in its current form no say ye gitumu a enye yie. Enti mu amoda promotion of proper human sexual rights and Ghanaian family values ya no minim se mo ben mampani abisa ne se apart from niema a wabobo suei e ka ye bebo wo ho se ankrankra de ko na e wo so man ne bo ho ka se beba ne se nipa ye behu se nipa yade na koye se yade eti ye de na kwa ya sabia ho na bebo no ka no niema mampani ka no mi I see se e pregnant asem no nyem. Enti mu bebe na ginchire mu abisa ne se ne current form na wo ka se ye nu nti ye ntumi nyintum na ye niema mienu ya wabobo so na na se ohun bibi foforo wo mu e wo sa amendment bi ba.
My dear, in fact, on the 4th of December, current president granted interview with the BBC. Somewhere who came or can't because you beside the direct and say, oh, will you sign? No, so it depends on what was in them. Now, maybe share interview. Hey, Mr. President. Now we know what is in the bill. Why MPs in the pussy? Now discussing and he was saying that I'm not the best signing. Now we know the woman and our can't over signing. It's a bit the AM in Akakra. Now, me will say, well, maybe you have a trouble. He needed the so-called international community. Because the international community in Ukraine, as I said, the United States has moved out of this argument that it is the right thing to do. I agree with you. And none of that, none of man for Binumu, and I saw from people who be a no year one. Well, let me tell Ghanaians since I elected
Kumayewa modo Asafasa pelisiza sinyama Iwasafa Isiza saba Avula mo Eningo Kelize Kumayewa kana Asafasa pelisiza sinyama Iwasafa Isiza saba Alamula Eningo Kelize Kumayewa modo Safasa pelisiza sinyama Iwasafa Isiza saba Kavula mo Anichaleni ko Kelize Kumayewa modo Safasa pelisiza sinyama Iwasafa Isiza saba Kavula mo Anichaleni ko Kelize Kumayewa kana Asafasa pelisiza sinyama Iwasafa Isiza saba Alamula Anichaleni ko Kelize Kumayewa modo Safasa pelisiza sinyama Iwasafa Isiza saba Kavula mo Anichaleni ko Kelize Kumayewa modo Safasa pelisiza sinyama Iwasafa Isiza saba Kavula mo Anichaleni ko Kelize Kumayewa kana Asafasa pelisiza sinyama Iwasafa Isiza saba Alamula Anichaleni ko Kelize Kumayewa modo
Adishia no pe ye mama kwaba ne mama chimra Asempa 94.7 FM so enne odomfo no acheye da foforo ne enkwa wom meka se ne enkwa wom a otimi ni nko a de ba bia wo bia no megidi ye se enkwa no wonsa aka bi achede hwonko echen ade nyina ubenya sika ubenya dan ubenya cars ubenya bibia nenso se nkwa no woni bia se agapade we nyina no kyese eye mugu ade a we nya nkwa wuntumi enjoy eti ade edikan ne se twedi ampodom na sade pa bi chiw na chechema da bodwe moje edi emu afusane a na seda ene yede ma ne se wadom na wache ye ne echensuo nyina da abusia safen wabie wafidi a enne ye wo banim bosome no enna kan no ye toso enwotwe afimpinu ene aduonu enum ye 8 March 2025 mu ene ye woyi eye memenda so na ebreso aso se kukurantumi dwumade ne ye de ebrewo efri sabre ye kopem se no nwotwe ebebo no abusia na wotwe ensem akoso ewo mayimu na wotwe Ghana afinhia na ye toso aduosia enwotwe ye beka se independence celebration ye die na ye toso aduosia enwotwe ena na wotwe odomfo no ede che ye na afidie no se ensache kakra ba mu afidie no anyese ne bribia ye no se bia Black Star Square anase Independence Square wonom na nke akobodwa data na sukufo nkwada na chese ya to sante na ye himabasa asojafo dimu apresifo dimu mayiba mbofo dimu emrahye bedwafo ne Ghana dehye bi na edodo no akogu ofira no pa afi mampani asamo odi twudwa ne se da bi yenya ne se ne ye ne da no ye be ne ye no mampani atena ye Jubilee House ne honomo ena sa adwumadie adwabo no ne kase pa ewo mayimu ekoso ena mensin ahodo ye districts no so no empanimfo keka bo mu ene mampani anam sifo ye owo honomo wo mo so edi asukufo nkwada ye wo ho ne mpanimfo ewo honomo anim ema safahye etumi ekoso etini ewo mu a ne se Ghana se ye kase ye finhia na ye toso aduosia enwotwe a wodim sase nke ye nipa asemo ne ye kase nipa dasani a omanyi se wo be ye adwuma na ebeduru ba bi ye be ka kyo se kwahomgie mu a emfie aduosia na abadwuma a wo mu enya abadwuma ko a no ankura ye wo multimedia adwuma ko wo mu na enya mfie aduosia a ewo se ukogye wa home eti se nipa asem ne ye kan ya ena nka nipa di mfie aduosia enwotwe ye 68 years a enka nipa no call pension no 8 years nie eti hwe wabra bomua no akọ pension na baby a wotie wa nkasa ubu nkompo hwe wachi hwe wabra bom na abisa ho se abrabo no amebo ye mfie aduowotwe mfie aduosia enwotwe nie no medeme hu to nsane so no makarime hu a betumi aka se nka enchirima ebo mabaso ebekasa abrabo pa ye boje nchirima no mibobi eti Ghana de ye wo ena me ene atimuo eti niema ye yese ye de bema oman na koso no obi ye adwuma bi a wo ye ne ewukitam obi ani hono mo obetumi aka se woni contribution bi a o make ama oman na tumi akwa animu obi a wo responsibility wo a wo ko sukuo wo a wo ye adwuma wo obi a bi a wo ye no eno na keka ho ma oman no ye ka se Ghana agina ne naso oman na gina yie eti nese aman bi wo hono mo a ni oman bi ti se US fo ne aman bi ye da bia ye hyemra da bia immigration laws ye sesemu na sese wuntumi mfa ha na sese wuntumi nyina ha nyina no oman bi wo hono mo a wono be hye sa mra wo hwewdin nanso oman a ye timwei no ye se yenya emfie aduosia nwotwi no oman foforo bi hye ne mra ase ye hye de amayen ne ehu wo so chechechecheche wa bra ye sa man no nya emu ne yetio na nke beba se US fo beka se ye to aba US wo mu ate ho to aba yu mu mampani no ase ye ne ye to aba ye hu wo so chechecheche ba bi e pese to se wo toto wo niema yie wo oman a wotimu a because wo mu ana anwe da se da achi bi US manumu wo benya mampani bi ama na be yire mra se wo a wo ma wo kete so a wo chese waye oni wo yira nyem wo no ye enyem ye no wo si oman a ye nyem wo mu no me ma ne wo ha this wo kokko wo ewo US wo anya krata ha dia ma ne ho na ebi nkoma me ba ya na anwen se mampani bi be ba be yire mra bi se da bi se ade metwetwam mi twetwam me pese mi twam se ye twam wo se afa ne ye betwam wo se ye twetwam wo eti nese wote saade no a wote Ghana na ho so dendenden wo so sen se wote wo maimu eti wo so ye won hihye yeyie wo ye won hihye yeyie toto niema ebema se Ghana ha obi ka se mewu akwada to ha sei akwada no be ko school afri krecha bedru ba bi esese wo duru a megidi yesa akwada ne da achen wo benya gina pen bi ye enka wo mpre gidi se na aden na obi tene mamu no ohye mra no osesa mra eti emfie aduosia nwotwe no se ye de bon kompo se ye de hwe ye chi a ne bo se ye kai ye ho se ye toto niema wo man no mu yie ye bema enchiri meba obi a mpre se ai ba bi nye kore hwa na me pese meko ye toto ye niema yie a enka na ye ka se o man no ye di mfie aduosia nwotwe a na nke ye ka na nigye so enso de bia idru se yes o ye 6 match aduru ye komache a na ye tenase ensem a ye kan ne se na wo man a ye nya mfie aduosia nwotwe katahye ne proye na adwa yen ene ye niema nkoye de bia ye ensem a ye kan no eti solutions a ye de be solve sa problems no ye den solutions a ye be ka se ne ekoso a enye no asam na wose ye pene pomasi bre eti weini na wose ye digu akwan mu da bia ye kwa ye bubuo ne ye kobo abubuo ni afrem penimfo no wonu ma kire wadwen o ba bia ye dunda asa niema nkoye ena nke wose ya ye sei ena penimfo ba ye na da bi ya gina ye ABC musa eti senna ye kase bosom ye womwe Ghana finhia na ye toso aduosia nwotwe ye bon kompa hwe ye chi a ebo se ye tumi hu se afidie no ye ni ne kwa na emom ye tumi sesa niema bi ye gina so ka se ye nko ni sei biewu sei ni ye beko no because niema ye kasa ye be ye na ye de gina ye na so nyina da no wo mu ebe ka che so lean government ye be ma ya mamuo no panimfo a ye appoint wa ye kuma bi na che se ama wo mani sika se matumi ye gina ne na so niye wo beba beka kire ye se o katahye ne proye no ewom se ye wo state agencies ahoro a ye de tumi ahye bonsa se katahye ne proye wontu ase nanso ase ye hu adwuma ni ye eti yensa afa foforo meka ho yes special prosecutor's office ye de aba eno no bebo ama katahye ne proye ye tumi etu ase enne ye da so katahye ne proye nda so giramu a enne se obisa se special prosecutor ne officer ye te ye ka ye bo wo ho emfaso ye anya wo ho eno ne de hia atumi amakatahye ne proye no yetu ase a abusua wa nkasa wo de hwebi hwe cases ahoro a special prosecutor yi a tese wo ba no abeto nwom ena nkwanoma na me de adwuma ameye ene ye muame ne ya bebo abubu a ne ye ko cases dodo sen ena special prosecutor na tena ye no ye beka se ye de sa office ne ba ye emfa ho se ye wo yoko emfa ho se ye wo kuhuduo bebre wo mayimu a katahye ne proye ya ma wo tumi se wo num na sese wo hwe ye so adwuma no wenu ekosi sen ubisa se ekosi sen na chese ene mampanina watusui aba wonso ne de ye ode ato ye nimo katahye ne proye pese etu niema ase ye mpese ye bebo ka bebre ebo asoafo ya ye beyi wo ho ye mpese ye de ka bebre beba ye mpese ye de ka bebre beba no ye hwe animu ye kase ye kate cost ebo ka ye bo se ye ne wo mampanina tena yo se ye nipa ye appoint won ye hu ene ye ba ministry appointments na ye hu se ye keka kan bi bomu ministries ni bi wo hono mu a deputies na ama na emom ye be ye kona yi nipa ni bi afa baabi na ya mema position because ye tumika so ministry we ye anyi nipa wo hono mu wani be ba ho so no ye se o minister of state or come mampani atan ye na we o be come mampani atan na ono akohwe we so sa nipa ni nyina so ye tua wo kasa na ministers ye tua wo ka na me kura de ne ha me wasem no mu oni se ministers toda ye nidi wachi o na ministers so do wakatua toto mpanimfo ye deda danwuma hodo ano a enka ministers ne be din wo ho eti abusua ye sese ye di emfie aduosia nwotwe a ebo se ye ma ye su ne ye ban ne ye ne yo fata emfie aduosia nwotwe no enye se ya no ne ye de adonwere keke eti na wotwi se wote ye se ohun bi a abusua mampani de kire se 6 match no kura ye nini kokuru biewu sika ye bosa ye de ebo bra wo 6 match no ho no afi de 20 million Ghana cedis asem na make budget ya yede e man no wo hwe ye o man ni sika nim eti chese 20 million de ka say yede ye nyege watesuhu anye bia no be wo hanche mu aduokno enum de budget no wa cut down enu nti na hu si ekoye ni Jubilee House wo ye ne mansi ahodo no eti ye ka ni se ye ni ye hwe ye koye nim no ye besie na watwe etwa muo na watwe a yede ikoguo ye muo so no Alhaji Muntaka Mubarak asoase mrahye badwani ni enka ye nimfa ne ho fa asoafo dibre amampani de man no ne se wonye interior minister enra ya mrahye badwafo pono so krata akoto ho ama mampani asem a wo ka ne se wo pese eba national security so adwuma ya aboye wo ho no mo a enei Alhaji Muntaka Mubarak emfanka na so ye na ministry adwuma na oye no ho eti ye menya national security minister se ne biribi ya atwamo ye wo national security minister ansa ne ye wo interior minister ansa ne abenya defense minister o se se adwuma ne nkoka interior minister ho na ye ka NIB before die ye ka national security minister die na di besi nansen ewo mu a yesi o NIB ya frewei NIB ya frewei enra sei nwumere no ene yete yese pani abedi akire akane na wo national service secretary yete honom no eye gifty or worry NIB for afre no ye detain no na ye frewo ne ye detain we no no ekire sei ena NSC akumi so onu kura de so omuko ni fie obu awo mo osori di omachi ahwe hososo ede wo ho eti na awotwe nsem bebre ena akoso ewo magim ebi ne yede topono so enne na awotwe awieye na yesi no koso ewo Kukurantumi dwumadie so eti abusia se wutie yesa wo hwe live ye YouTube Asempa 94.7 FM ye wo YouTube Asempa 94.7 FM hona wadwenche no ubetumi adibi afa ho na breya esem yaje na yakenkan ede amawo uko YouTube anu aba Asempa 94.7 FM ene ehonomo a ena yewo medin ade akua Boakyewaa Yiadom mo frame ABY mejo so na watwi so aswafo abedi akire ya chese omukoye ma appointment committee ye toto wano no emrahye badwafo age dodo no atum aswafo abedi akire Dr. Clement Park nei ministry a all company for chese emrahye badwam mototo na no wie ye ehwehwemu a wo ye nyina ne akowie ne se onko ye na adwuma sada so enye ononko onimanyamfo Ebenezer Taylor B deputy minister interior ono so empanimfo age no atum onimanyamfo Thomas Ampemnyako ono so finance ministry empanimfo age na atum onimanyamfo Samson he deputy minister trade ministry na Owura Richard Jan Mensa deputy minister energy John Dumelo honorable ono so deputy minister baby a oko agric ministry ono so mrahye badwafo tenase keka niema bomu omso onko na onko boa ne minister emadwuma oye no niema entumi enkoso sa nipa ya mabobo wodin no eye domkuma domdodo ne kabo mu ene oje wotu mu ze committee no ehia se committee ni nyina ya adwense ya gini tumu a eno ewo wokrata ya wotro ena se koba se fa energy no etumu se ye beka se o da bi enye committee ni nyina ene kabo mu agini tumu a eno so ewo honomo etuhwa deputy minister attorney general office justice Srimsai onu say ono any Yusuf Sulemana deputy minister lands and natural resource ena onmunyamfo Yusuf Isaka Jaja deputy minister creative and art industry omu nyina no majority decision ena mpanimfo edg wotumu na se dom kuma no kire se aha entachire bi ena dom dodo no age no atum emrahye bedwam eti na watwi ne ekoso mrahye bedwam so ebi eno Abusu adwumadi amede brɛ producer seta machina metumi edi abrɛmu Dominic Kisiyebo a etechire se executive producer Kwakuchum etechire dendenden sada so na omahene kwamna sante ne Philip Osei Bonsu ebomichidom Joel na deme atumu ene ewo YouTube live ya chese o hweye efri honomo na wadwenche so obetumi edibi afa ho oba YouTuber edem live obebo Asempa 94.7 FM edem ewo ho a wadwenche no obetumi edibi afa ho na ebresim ya kenkan ede amawo bresim na ya gibre akenkan bi ede amawo na enche yede ani ebechemu ewo enhoma no so na enkomotwetwen sene de bia ye no ewo Kukurantumi dwumadi no eso no ya hyase na empanimfo a ye ne wo etwetwe nkomo ne fa bambo ho ebere ben ene ye betumi akase wobi yatena nasem so ewo mayimu ena ibi enkofa nipa kro no kotu adi asem kotu kase o yentwen asem we ya ye kan yentwen na yentu ye boansa ena ibi fo simusan ni akase ye kwa akofo obi enumu enkomotwetwe ene ministries a ye keka akabi ebomu emu ensem yebeko ahomaso na enkomotwetwen no yatumi edibi abrel enche kra yebeko ahomaso na enkomotwetwen no yatumi edibi abrel na madwenche amode aba mamefa ba ko mienu na yempem enko yanim medical edi ato wanim baby a ubetumi etie yen afri Asempa 94.7 FM na ejenimo adwenche yode aba ose bi wan yakase yedi 68 years a Ghana would kasa wode tutu nipa ho a enya de se beyi ese nipa de anya hwe obenya baako obenya mienu akire nanso amamu a ekoso ewo mayimu no mimi hu ni se yaka achi ewo niema bebre mu ne yede ya no kada bia no enye no na yeye ejenimo ede ya wode aba eno no Lydia Okansi so adwenche yode aba osebi wan se ye ka ewo magimu efa empanimfo se yatumi atukata hye ne pro ye corruption ase ewo manumu a me se okase mingredi Ghana meka se yenye hwe ewo omanumu se ye bua ma oman no yatumi atu corruption ase no na mekura de mehu ne se enye agencies ahoro ye de beba si ebeka se weimra no ena ebema yen atumi akoyanim nemum se nipa no a anase offices dada ye wo honom no empanifo ehwe amanu aye adwuma nia provide eniema a ewo so omode ye adwuma na ka omo ho a enka ebetumi atu corruption ase ewo manu mu enso eka akade e wo se empanifo de ye adwuma a offices no ebi ni ho ena empanifo so aye to abama awo no se omodi omona besi fam no eno so eyade ha adwen papa eti abanya waba no so se corruption no betu ase de a ene owa adwuma ye papa Lydia so ede ya wode aba abetumu eno no abusua oso wadwenche fabi efa YouTube na so ko Akua Boakyewaa Yiadom on Facebook a adwenche no betumi edibi afa ho ama majibre akenkan ede amaw ewa Asempa 94.7 FM so wadwenche no obetumi edibi afa ho na yakenkan ede amaw na ma yenyena yenko ahomaso yenyena yenko ahomaso simamienu na yakwa ahomaso na ne womu obia no yatumi ede abremo ama eniema atumi akọ eyie enche na yekọ ahoma no eso na enkomotwetwen bia ewo honom no yede ahyase afi ho na mamenko eye online na ba komienu na wotwe ne apiemu ewo honom no yebɛhyase my joy online ne edibi aba Asempa online ne womu na yatumi edibi atututudwa afi honom na sene medical edi atudwa no ene anopai oba my joy online a Alhaji Muntaka Mubarak ya mampanise ni dibre no onfa eye national security enka na dwuma ho on fanka national security minister on fanka the interior ministry no ehuna onye adwuma no oba my joy online sa story no edaho ya ochemu se section 64 ya chese omayi mrafa bambo ho Securities and Intelligence Act 2020 Act 1030 no so ena mampani agina wayi Alhaji Muntaka se omfa National Security Ministry no enka na so ye ho Interior Ministry no na adwuma oye no ontumi enyema eniema entumi enkoso ontumi enyema eniema enkoso nti come and join online a ensem no bi eda honomo ya ubetumi ehu ni nyina ebi na sebeyo na omayimra kunu nim se da bia mpanimfo ka na yen constitution no ba bia yadru ya practice ya de aye adwuma adru no wo se etumi esesem from obenfo John Vansa Tamils abreso yo yes o yate commission omunhwe na adwuma omunye wo ho omuwie omadwuma hwehwemu omode betu dwa ne wo se yi efiri mu enei mampani akyeremu se Constitution Review Committee ena mpanimfo atie da bia yete foforo etie se ne ewomu ni se omuso adwuma a omo beye no omso ombe engage the various stakeholders na chese Ghana nyina ombe ko ba bia na ese yesan beja adwenkyere foforo ana na se adwen de amadada ana we ne ye den kwaku ne we no de hin no yesan ebe engage ye bio na ne ye di ka ye no a ye di sika ko wo meya fa na nyina kwaje adwenkyere na eno no ye de hin ode meba yebeko enosoma mamenkwa ahoma no so emra na ye nhwade mamenkwa ahoma no so na ye ne emperimfo se ne medical dia to anim se enkomotwetwen ebeko so no yenko na kononwu odumase asante mantem sawote ya explosion ye koso ewo ho arehusem ya esiye no emperimfo akoho no mo enyane ntie se regional minister akoho no mo a wodi sika akwakoboa abusua wonumu eho akam eti yebeko na Isaac Amoako yene no atwetwen enkomo afa ensem no ho ne ahwe atwerenkyem esiye no ne abachi oji anopai machi
hello
boko de
obi nyamiadom meti apose nyamia sebro
na watwi abdahusem a esi wo kononwo odumase explosion ye koso no enyane ntie se minister abaho no mo ama chese adoye bi akoso ne edika akura no ansa ne yebekọ minister adoye no mu no dika ma ye ne esiye ene isi kase ye pe update ne esie
ebi samedo me bo asem no mutofa nyina nano ukuada no ena atorinche no esiye eye anajo anase enmire be 7 according to sources no almost 7 sada no isu kesi bi etoi pa na isu ni toy no de ayeremo etitisi mia bi na hono udumase se udru konongo na okọ udumase a bia bi ho anase kurubi ho ye fro ho no zongo udumase zongo na hono omo ben kwa ho pe filling station gas filling station omo ben ho kakra na isu eto sa no na omo fo kire se ayeremo no tititi sa no na omo sisi se sa bia ho no no efibi ho zongo ho no efibi ho no ma obi eton eye galamse hu no ma omode ye brasting okra no ewo ni fi na hono so te nese hono so ko ipitim sa ni fi bibri e ben ho na yes ano edi boom brekope be 2 times tie ba sa na ese skata o manfo o fi e ben ho nyina na ese akeka o abi me prepare me bi so for mu e hwere o nkwa dana abanti bia na ese o wori dem eja eto ekoto ni dem ma ese o shik na me bi mo so insati ya mudum kopia ya resabia so kopia resabia na ese watu ana nanu e won sedo ma mi bi so a ono so woni fi buy no run for your life ujane okotito ma ne tiko ekobo form on so mo wose de no eko hospital na ese kana na so atu ana nanu won sedo enro na ye nyane ntese ba konso so efima ka ho ama o ma ba be ye 4 sabia be no kase.
Hello Poncho.
Ebi.
Entina ese nipa no aye nan.
Sa pepepe nipa na o ma free mu no. Eno na o mo chese o ma ye nan eno mu free mu. Na emu 14 and I say 15 the more a prepare now much say no more prepare no emu 13 the magistrate or more more or my bomb fee na emu 2 much say some condition emu pa and I'm saying no man and I say 20 see no pija normal who do be a mood do must say be more na dena be everywhere so any pan be do na or mono omupra no mu de no tisabla me oka say omodo makopim o konfono che aya sabia e wo kuma sabon treso
ya enti yese minister regional minister abba ebusua ebi ahwerewade hye ne woni a waprepra no e wono mo edikan yenhwe enhwehwemu bi akoso wo atwerenchem no asie uyi ne mo a mo ho no eno de ebeka se ne mode mani hu ye na mo kan asem ni sise ya na e wo se dumjafo ba mu ne esi ye kwanyon betumi afa so aso ano eno no mate bibi afiri mu na regional minister so ba ye o se de en
sa pepe ebi asepni ba na fire service for police for bobo anai fire service for kwa de abo ka sini bi kwa de bi hu kan omo chese tama exposure ni fisa no o tere kemu yo mo 2 times so mo kwakọ boa no bi mu ye se member mo na ba bi edu no ayehu nti driver ba ko ye so bi ni the car gate no ti yes exposure ni fisa no bro na nya na se we free we see atono africa nim ababa bi si ababa hwe from ama mo chese mu ba mi ensan de mu prepare pa ya na so e plan mu de na sabi am no ka se de matise so mo no start no omo ato mo na ebi na ubusa me se investigation bi akoso sabi am no ka se de me nyanhu se investigation bi a de akoso de by assentie ase me titi se empenifo person bode no magu akwan so no mo investigation bi na no me bi ankoye amani pana of fast nam no so masa ato intensity no omo ebe hwe na omo atwena so ntia amade matire no omo se omo hwehwim na mi diri se na ohwe besim no sa hwehwim no ebe koso ama yehu se bebi omode no krebe de ebeto se nipa na ombetwena so be de o sabe me tiga ka se da ntia me so maide matire so omo ye hwehwim na adano adechi yawada no regional minister ebo anan regional minister na o dume bibia na o di o kuma se 6 March no no mo che so mo ye kina exercise wo mo omo wie no me obo anan ebp hono mo eko hospital eba affected no ebusiefie ekohwe omo prepare no I promise omo say omo ebehwe no ma abeboa victims no na sabe me no ka say de nyenhu say bosha eye regional minister obaye no obe promise ye no Frank Amako hene me nyenhu say o de wa present bibi e de ama omo de na otwi besim na bia bedi akiri ahwe say promise na obe promise omo say ifi bia ifi mako 30 and affected sorry bisuka hon institutions bisu de eka hon why about you say obebo anan na bia efibia mu no waye na wa pbb amomo na sabe mu ka say menya ente say bia sika say na omotwa omode bre affected na otwi bisu no na ye ni bebi akire
abusuafo ehwe ye ewo YouTube arehusemu a esiye ni esi wo konongo odumase na wo hwe a chese ade no anu edinya se edan se ye brogu se ye not dan o ene ni nyina hye adwiregu enchense kura ni nyina enegu fam no eti ne ekoso a enei oji echiemu se nipa 9 de nipa 4 afrimu ena omuso egu ayasabia bebre eti uhwe video no asabra bambofo ana okodu ho no mo ne esi ye nyina ho ensem ena oji ede ama oji mede ubesia na madawase na enei akoye weekend no unya bra na wadi akire ahwa ya asabia ho ame ahwe omo a omoda so ho omo a se ne wo kan se ebi pra no mu adenti ye de wadru ji no ba bia wo se edru bia no ye nu ho ne enhwe se enan no a na se fufura se si akire why
sabe pepe me da se ebi
yeso ye da se abusia eni a yeti ye yensentweni yowo asante mantem Isaac Amuako eni ate nenka ede afri arehosem esi wo konongo odumase na wotwi emu toda oti wonka bi nhye mu na kyese obi de ne san abesan wokwa mekai se ye hye afiase dum djadwuma no mpanimfo ye wo mu ema yete ase se da bi obi a manani na ho no mo enhyehyɛ yefa kwan ya betumi afa so abɔ wo ho ban wo fie a wo mu because na fie de no so ba dendenden ene ye pese ye ne pani a eba enkitahodie so a oboa etoto enema wo dum djadwuma no mu owura Alex Kinati twetwe nkomo ne yehwe se ye bu nkonta a wo moda wubo no wo mo hye ase afi no ebetumi akase aye effective ama ne dia hyehye ne so ate ana asesen eja machi o
Pacham Juso, good morning.
Good morning. Mi jidi se ma ho ye.
Nyame adu bia ho ye. Ya zira am free fire ba ko kra wo. Mab.
U free fire ba ko.
How much na stop this wo to.
Ne ka mi bebi sa ma ho asem ti ma me fa ntro nchen ansa. E se wo hye. Na che se wo ka se wo free ba ku no na nka ne masem bi se dikan ya me de ma wo ye se education a mo hyase this year den be getting to ending of last year na mo start here with education radio TV baby amonam ho momwa na reports a eba na se ano ye den aye effective ye betumi aka se impact no ama se nkaji ahyehye no dodo ebekoso ne so ate ana na juda sioma ye yada mugusu tudu mudum bie no anya adwuma
I say both ways on say fire safety over enye ba ku for iduma me so ha na oso aso ha na ayi na at the service no isi bi out ya education ya the fact to could be na nkofo betie asuti amai
kwaku hwe ura neti mai na entumi ene no entwetwe enkomo eye hwe na homa no emaye anopa se network no ya na otwasi abusua dum djadwuma no mpanimfo ne ne wo twetwe enkomo no ofisa nipa 9 nipa miensa nipa num eno na afe ne bekwa wie bekeka bomu no na ye bebre yasi o nipa besa apem na efrimu ene ya ene esie abusua sankwa homa so ne ne ADO1 Alex Kineti entwa enkomo twetwe ne so ADO1 yesamo akwa babio
Pacham Saitemos
na wo kan bibi fa mo nkyerɛkyerɛ a mode ema ye no ho
internet me say in sakona saba na at service at least one kasa ohu effort a ye put ye share afiase ni education ye ya the senior ye enso ya na enkwafo se omba asutie etie nhyɛ a ebi ato akwemu no ebi wɔ no na omunti na ababa ya omutisem eka sɛ ejuma eja hihye no abafo kakra believe it or not if you say nhyehyɛ ebi ato kwanu ene night patrols a isi ebi akyekyere teams na akɔn sɛ ɔmo nkɔ patrols ɛwɔ area tia no aboa ama eja hihye esweta
say fire service for moko night patrol.
Oh, you go night patrol before Christmas no. Enti no, so bia market bia no. Oba kono fire tender is your free no ekopi ma omachi. Aye nkofo no no mo. Omo 1990 o market no ma nkofo ye bitimi ya hihye aba. Na mpo se omo kotu ejebi na atsa se ntituru mu a omotinya so ano amamba ya kesio no ya dia tanche na aka ho chitama eja kese eso atikaka enso no be gina say timamufo no sisi no ebe yo moji se o de na yeshi tinya abo afa say na omotinya so yie no meka se eso atikaka enso hupike eso beti pa na
yenhwe tududie na yate asia santemantem odumase edi kononwo odumase edi minim se na watwi because bi wo hono mo asi a na beye ade a ebeka se aye of national interest se atwerenche mu ebesi na mpofure mu hono mo a yesi o nipa nan afiri mu tudu die video a madawro mama me ensa aka no ye hwe cars sisi hono mo ka mi wianka hwa na meti afayu baby eda so yi tudu himfanie
abronsan dia eben lorry station no na me no ka chi me no ka chi de edu mewie chi de nyame adu me edu meja no ewie
abrosan ne ben baby a omo park cars park ni nie sa abrosan yi so de se so pa o
in the last from I was strong na in to say e just be timi spread the pa in change the conform abo modern eye juma nka onka tos na wina kebeshi so no ebo modern no even though say na e warehouse you know ba ko de e hono na ijanu shaki na dia function ebo modern ijanu international anshi enu degree
nti na chese last floor no de omo wo ho na bi niema hye
exactly because the gather in say what can number upon you know no window do shop no ma ma no eba ho no
o ka say wanundum shop no mu niema ye kania gas de na wanum no
nti kania ni other appliances we in terms of the check go say who fi and how we do na mo pon light ni other yes and say electrical devices don't be easy no so mo pon na do no and so we go na for you in so yes we can say in comfort the medium comfort is the media never be so with do your man and so be lucky yeah na mina ka be ahihye
na this week muti yi kononwo odumase so de no
pepe
na no matimi manya report bi efa ne asie se bia ne seaporting because your reporters dey hu say no ye physical eye no ene ye kwa ne ye de akabia o na ye say ye ne atesem ba amomu de ne de ye amunye nhwehwemu ankasa eti report bi aba mo na so
intino this issue because the issue and a different and say stop illegally from every expensive materials on here mining na san itano and there so it will be extra this pisano okay sharply no akon animal and so no that's when so now expensive visas no just buy to contact with any heat source and idea immediate so back now I know the best this is now it back the same no the investigation actually the be a heat source and the be a show no if and sana it mean in a issue
na ediwan ye toda ne enemo kasa bunkasa ya hyase free last year nyina no ya ase akade sese panimfo atumi a make provision amamo se bia mo fire tenders amode ye adwuma ne niema mo ye night patrol nyina no mo atumi anya akade kakra
akade no abaya apa etwina no mo hwehwe ko abaya ho fashion ni eteni ni se do na enfe o se ebeba nte ni kinya so ga you if you say a page ya no techiman so fish ejatu na say the whole picture no fire about pe ene wo so the whole techiman at that time na say the filling fish ejatu mo na di se ka no if you cranga na besia protection akutinja kongu die no explosion no esie no ena attack akan ko so attack ye I'm not going to work out. I say, you just cook on me. I can't be free. Mercy, now the same, you know, you're sure even say, or more being up to be a kind. And so, I see, I can't say, you're paying for a year, it's almost of this use. Now, you know, with you, you're Chimandi, you should think you have for yeah, it's an popular.
Ediwe wan ma minya wona monkoto adwuma no so. Minya wona monkoto aso bibia san ba kira ye befre nti tudu de nde say mo awie bibia.
Nyame adum. Ya no obi aho ank.
Yo.
Yenka ya ejana no a nka sa person you want ebe shi ma enye. Enso ni continue. Chese jamo. Anye sa.
Na kantamanto de no mija wa mo akwe kantamanto de no so akosi sen sane o ka kononwo de se ye nhwehwemu kantamanto de so sa che kakra o ne moka asema adwadifo no nkọ no mo ade akye na o mabobo o mapata awie ni sese o mabobo o mapata awie age place na o mo ye o madwuma mo so mo hwehwemu na akosi sen
intino
Pacho na ho kakra ma me na asa online no emu nhye da anye clear sa.
Pacho si
aha ye pacho to aso ma me. Hello. Kwakwe. Maninyi kantamanto de na no ma me ansa na wakona ahoma na se emu nhye da enye busuan sa fe no wa bie wa fidi a Asempa 94.7 FM ye ne ADO1 Alex Kenati ena etwetwe enkomo ye ba woni ehwe nkitahodie so wo dumgya adwuma ni mu a pani o watena ye ho no mo. Hello ADO1.
Yeah.
Aha na o kan bibi fa kantamanto de no.
Aha intina pesi adipenti amu bisai ni se hwemu no ho investigation no ya na ye nka course ne se pay modi to prime no ye ma cause of fire no o begin sa say ona fiashi and as a market kuna share the custodians and our owners no and now be apply say open results or findings of the investigation na the amount nanso no as a service no investigation is over the years na you ma yihu and no ye tell na boom near the interest among Kofu say, "Don't make it about into move from Bomba." It's my idea, you say, if you see, just say, Uncle Cantamanto Fair View. You start at night for choice. You cook Cantamanto, no matter your call phone is almost reported back to me. And I also, your call no, Ubi sending you back. And now, they say, Ubi, I choke it. Or the extension board with tables now associate with me and now what join why so how much it will do extension board it's everything that share about into no yes church so I say I know this bomb and so no church o kan pass up about munti into no idea you be saying church we bomba is for some by towards fight and meeting about mobile
opani metewase a o se obi per report no a ne fa no ho no watwera ba na se munya nhwehwemu no nwieye
oh my sure yeah na just much ba na as a media house no as part of RTI right information no the more apply mo sabi timi aka so no any major man say me ba be to bedwem ebia say you say na legal decision no e bai
nti say no say mate o de say
and I always say you do jai in Jessica nti no you do jai in Jessica no apply for we na obi chebiki to be endorse nti na no part of revenue generation kakramai sana jai ka si ta bi pai and fully to be and a problem will be kakra it's in the asano
nti motor report no
report no
na ye na say ye twero ba na manya kakra na mo de atota yi
o say me nya police ye kan say okoji police we clearance dey akwa bunche ka utia o say enya dey ye ton because you got your phone there na different intia enya dey ye ton say be print and dey amount na nipa ne be investigation ne be dum giant jisika ye dum giant jisika and so a reporter who apply for na o should be kakra ama akwa ban ho na yitin ebia asoso ayi juma enti enya ade a ne bompo eye din ebia ade a ebe hadipa say ontimi nchia very affordable
because me dream senka yenum a ye boa a provide a platform for mo say for education purposes say bia mo nkyere mo ma yenhu mo ma sane wo kan kantamanto so obi che hono na no di mirika se o me da me ntwen kora ma ye nya nhwehwemu ni nwie masa akobọ mapata me ye madwuma wo se mo kọ petrol ya na dwom tumi kodu hono mo a na obi a plogo niema be se wo hono mo na odi a hye case mu wagya wa akoda eti si enya report no na nka bia ye hu se ne ye course nie na nipa na da wo mo ho so e na wo ka se this ye twero ba ne abeto ne ye de abekan no
Minyaba, on the Tiga Mika Elia and Mika say, if you should move over the years with face in Ano, any attending now boom, any dear church, a man called Fu, your ma, a ma, a eba. Most station, Joy FM, number one, some weeks ago. Based on for about 2 weeks, I'm a massive tips. Some safety tips see me at church, safety teams, every church in Ano. Result findings ya only here say Babeka so bia we no e just say e ba you ya kan na bu say nyoma itimi ya hihye e ba no ni na eni intimu modern ni mo edi kita on say nyoma itimi ya hihye e ba ni into ebi ni intimu modern ti na mo fa mbo mo ban. It doesn't make a difference Babeka so we no say na de ba intimu fa mbo mo ban.
Okay,
Common nature and as a trend I am to see along all these fires no and no any be chairman for who say no ma be say any team leader share no eba
if say ye ka say ya hwe part of me one ono ne de ye odi free mu e wo Asante Achem Central ba wo say ebi why dum jadwuma no omode no kuresie wo ne course so e wo kononwo odumase no mu unim ne esi ye ya agrada ene free soro ebe boss explosions a omudi tugalam say numu ene ma agya no eto mu hye saa o se tender ene strike ye ene de saa de no eba ye eti se ne ye kan ye pese ehu no bibi se etumi si emagya hye wahu
agya da we etumi de hye ba enti no ebu eye won ye friend lighting na enti no ye education na ye ka chenkofo say usi fia opa bomodina to lighting na resta na say because lighting a source of energy is a source of heat nti enya ade a metumi aka say e ananye no because I said ye ba yankofo be kan it yes you have ignaso ayen hwehwem enu say e am pass ya yet no na e ba ya yes he's entitled to his opinion and I won't diminish it say enye no it could be that one. Yes, you may pay you for me now. If you say, I'm passing no one the back there. You know, I don't want to jump the beam. It's entitled to his opinion.
Okay.
And so, as a service, no, men got saying, no, and again, no. Yes, you should want.
Yo, Edio one, Mamma Wasana, Memphisia no pena cotua with Maso.
Miss Mundasi,
Ebusia, any auchi ye, ADO1 Alex Kenati. Ena watching in Kano and ye kadum judgment and penny for a shankita with so penny ewo honomo. Eti part of me one hrese near a course walk on a ward maseno or no when him say a dynamite or mode a ye galamse who jumano. Ena chese agrada anu ji gugurusa no ne tisimo. Ene namso ema sa nipa wuwo ne ne e hye ye nyina no etumi ekoso. Nenso awo yeguso twen se yebetumi enya the official report free omo a yedi tumi ama wo se wonya nhwehwemu na ye kan na yetumi aka sisudua se na yesi ye eno no na abusua besa kwa homa so medical de atwe wanim ese ya kwa ese na awatwe bia yete ena ibifo akọ wefie ena ibifo akọ frewei chese eba obia ne de a wokan because enu anwumre de ye ba ye se gift your worry kane pani abedi akira national service admakuo no oda no ena ibifo invite no mu invite ni wie ye se ye detain no na no na Professor Christopher Amiyakumfi onso oni yede no akuri obi ti se Jogate yese ya frɛ no na NSC akumi soso onde omko ni fie no yese wa yiri se twan se ukukuru mi de makɔ onte ne court aka ebere ben na NIB4 adwuma sode ye kwa omaso na ye ne opani atwetwe nkomo no ne de no NIB ho no mo no kane na ebie nai ka woni a adwuma no wawurawura mu ahumu fraud and security consultant Richard Kumado ewo amane so eja Kumado machi o
mina ba medake
boko de
mbatan
anopa ye frɛ wo a enye bone eja ye hwɛ NIB fo adwuma ebra o madwuma
eye bank NIB ana say which of the NIB now
ebo say the Ghana just wo kan se ne wa wo dia ba just all the bank so enye bank na wo dia me de wo bank
okay so I adwuma bank for normal fee and me say wo kan bank NIB
there be say ye frɛ wo a security consultant fraud expert ho ne edofa etu ba o bank adwuma de da ehia wo ye beba ho ne NIB for mo munyo me ka NIB bi na ye o mo dane be ye ne NIB na ye
ejo ka na wa kan ye na Ghana ka den ye ha wo bank ye friend NIB still amaka akofa NIB aba mo sisandi na ko bi na obi a ho say enya bank other than that mo be create bad image ama bank for no omuko credit ayen for mom
ampa asem no waka ni say you na din no kura no wo impact wo adwuma chese ekuo no be ye so say ye kase ye fra wo bia na ya na NIB a eno no ma wadwuma a wo ye no utimi keka ho ya na impact bia mwa bia
definitely the name change it was part of the art because in 1996 now you see at 526 and in the year 2000 almost sano and no at 1030 at 1030 in the year 2020 no and it's from Bureau of National Investigation to National Investigation Bureau nyansa bia no enti omo ye ni sa no and omo ye ni say there has to be a minister responsible for national security. Omo can say there to be a Ministry of National Security, but within the dynamics of NDC governance and MPP governance, MPP for ministry. And in the days of President Kufuor, Omo established ministry, but Omo for Francis Poku as a national security coordinator who doubles as the minister. And the MPP bar 2024 time, and Omo established full ministry. But who share the dynamics of NDC? They don't like the ministry, and they always want to have national security coordinator, no more national security advisor. That's the structure they run. And so when the MPP changed the act to 2020 to at 1030, they said there has to be a minister responsible for national security. And in that regard, normally now you're a minister for interior and the BIA or parliament for parliamentary representation. Issues be for public area where why there has been ABCD. Then the minister of interior will go. And Mijidi says in that regard, and a president can say Mutaka should be responsible for national security representation in parliament. And that is what has happened in 2 days ago.
Enti yanhwe ni say you sane ya waka se emra no yesesan mu 2020 nhyehyeye ekɔso no ne nhyehyeye ba ko a na ewo mu ni se ewo se yenya national security minister per the law eti nei se mampani yote so ka se interior minister ensign emfa the national security minister position no enka the interior ministry who de no a eno ye de yasa be kan bom setete de no ana say
no one the law now can say there has to be a minister for national security. It said there should be a minister responsible for national security. No, your parliamentary representation.
Okay.
And he did not say that there has to be a ministry or a minister. He said there has to be anybody responsible. And it could be a minister of defense. It could be a minister of trade. It could be a minister of communication who is responsible for national security representation in parliament in particular. Because you want national security secretariat. Every blue gate, now one sports stadium, Accra Sports Stadium area. Who right inside our National Security Council. And see all the ministries that makes up the National Security Council members. A mobile meeting at the council. Now, so mobile meeting, it is the National Security Coordinator who chairs the council meeting. Now, Ministry of Interior is the one who deals purposely with public safety challenges and assurances. And see all other issues about for parliamentary representation. So we call parliament to go and explain what happened and what did not happen. It is appropriate. So Minister of Interior. But because the law can say there has to be a minister representative and as responsible for national security, and this are representation, because near military for you, no one country interior for. Near BNI, your own country interior for near immigration, and I said, whatever do they will not tell the BNI people. All those ones go to the Minister of Interior, and it is just for representation purposes, and it's not because they have added additional responsibility and answer or creating new minister, man. No.
Mr. Kumado, you ni say near SCA a free bra abayi ebetna so nipa ye frɛ wo beti yesi o ya frɛ former minister we ewo NIB yente ye kra no yate Professor Christopher Miyakumfi edie yate onmuyamfo Joga tedie yate Nreya Giftioware ene mpanimfo bi aka ya frɛfrɛ wo nyina de about the work of NIB say wo ye wadwuma fa bambo ho a ebre ben ena ye frɛ wo bi so ye soafo dada so ye soafo wo ho ye ka se NIB fo afrɛ no ye frɛ wo so a process no ye den.
Okay, and see, BNI does investigations and they arrest people. When I was working at the BNI, there were some of the best lawyers in Ghana who work with us. And they don't even send their doctors to the Attorney General. Court directly, no matter prosecution. And see, your investigation, if you are, then they go to court. But these days, assistant, you have to go to Minister of Interior, Minister Attorney General for them to prosecute on behalf of the state. And basically, your investigation. And now you see your investigation. These are the other two things that comes with investigation. You see me arrest, now you search. Now say you arrest, now you search. You see me with a search warrant, and that's arrest warrant, and I say you see me without arrest warrant or search warrant. And I don't know your friend a certificate of emergency. But what also happened is so you see your investigation. The BNI will provide some questions for you to answer as somebody who has come under investigation notice. And to your friend say, "Yeah, Papa, I'm a young Kofi," and I say, "Yeah, Uncle Jogati." At any point at all, you come under investigation notice. Two things: either the BNI will come and search your premises with or without warrant. They will arrest you with or without warrant, or they will invite you for questioning. And so these are the three layers it takes place. Decided. But what I've always tell people is anytime via investigation invitation notice itself, whether privately and as publicly, who are you see being enforced show and as almost serving notice, when you say several notice. It will be in your best interest that you walk to the offices of the BNI and say, who are the investigators on this particular case? Here I am, Richard Kumado. Can I engage them? One yenisa na odragi will fit. Na the BNI come for you. You are going to have some problems. In the particular case of Mami and I say your senior sister, Madam Gifty, we can say the way the lawyer is speaking and the way the minority leader is also speaking about the case, Minyayanka uncope legal firm representatives in your parliamentarians. They can be MPP people, but they should not be parliamentarians and handle the case. Other than that, it will not help a cause. And then say they invited her or she went there or they got arrested and she has been detained. And to me now, when they say the BNI is looking for you, it means that you have come under investigation notice or you have come under national security notice. Now, at that point, you know, only the suspect of a crime. You are just a subject of a crime, and as a subject of investigation. The way I treat you as a subject of investigation is different from when you have been charged with a crime and we are suspect of a crime. They are two different things, and it's important to make that distinction very clearly. And so these are some of the 5 broad areas about the work of the BNI.
My question is, at what point, Enna Ebeba say, was a nipano, ye detaining because from near work.
No, I am on bed decided because they know that they are working within the 48 hours rule. Said you cannot detain somebody more than 48 hours. And if some person will keep you more than 48 hours, they have to go to court. Because you also remember, said this particular attorney general and the deputy, one of the lines that came out of the vetting is that they will not put anybody before a court when they do not have evidence. By in a special case of national service payroll fraud, the president of the republic directly invites the BNI and he asks them to investigate the case. And see, before said BNI fell in a particular case involving a case they have investigated, there's almost a preliminary jobs and there are certain questions they wanted you to answer within the process. And see, they are mindful of the fact that they have 48 hours, and they are mindful of the fact that when they want to keep you more than 48 hours, they have to go to court. In the case of Madam Gifty, weekend do not apply to the 48 hours. So I'm sure she's going to spend some number of days there up to Monday unless something changes. But your investigators in the bed decided how many days you are going to spend with them and how many days you are not going to spend with them.
Now, Mami Miso, public opinion counter was idea we must say be a nip.
No, yeah, we are investigators. We don't deal with public opinion. We don't care whether you are NDC or you are MPT. No, once you come under an investigation review or you come under national security review, we will come after you. We are the state and we keep the state. It's not a politician. The politician is fraud, is corrupt, it does criminality. So it's the BNI who keeps the state. And that is why you cannot discredit the BNI. And that is why you cannot devalue the work of the BNI. Because the BNI will come after you. Whether you are the wife, the husband, or the child of the president, or whoever you are. Once you cross that line, that means that you have come under investigation notice or you have come under national security notice, they will come after you. What is good about the BNI is the officers there predominantly, they are high-level professionals. And to usher your conduct, any your actions, is way above whatever you will get anywhere. Now, Mami can say, which as officers, no crana, and no crana, or more, ye dictate or more, and no sooner, ya almost on with it. And so we live with them as one family. But the Jumani, irrespective of whoever you are, no bias, no favoritism. We will get the job. And that's the way we have been trained.
Openi, Mamma Shabra, O come once to me. A year, and nay, NIB, BNI, Asem, now walking, Yanas, a Briba, Asem, dear, now walking.
No, in the officers who share somebody like the director BNI. Me know everyone Johnny BNI no. So it's a serious professional. Who share some of the people at the helm of affairs. They are dangerously serious professionals. Their conduct and their actions should tell you that they are way above reproach. I mean, himself before say MPP be free power, now say NDC MPP, they bastardize the place with too many of their full soldiers and all that. It's a problem they have to deal with it. But high level profile cases such as this, I'm so confident, sir, all the people they will put on the cases would display high level professionalism. Now, you can't high level professional. We are talking about two things, conduct and action. And their conduct and action can always be measured as a high level professional. Because Madam Gifty himself, their rights cannot be abused. And when her rights is abused, she can seek legal redress at the court. And they are also aware. So they treat you as who we are. We will not abuse you. But because you have come under investigation notice or national security notice, we will do our duty irrespective of whoever you are, whether you are NDC or you are MPP. In some of the years, a cousin of a president came to the premises. Now you see, as part of the standard protocol security clearance, on joining phone, he said he wouldn't leave the phone. He got arrested. And the president was called to say, sir, your cousin came here. He didn't want to go by the rules, so he has been arrested. And so these are high-level officers within. Some other people may do some crazy stuff, but I can assure you, sir, with the people who work there now, particularly the director BNI and many of the senior officers at the helm of affairs, these are dangerously seasoned professionals, and they wouldn't do anything bad.
Ti omo a aban yi ba ya o che say ya frɛ wo mu nyina no hu ne sɛ ne kwan so a no.
No, we are investigators. I think they are more agents. If we are investigating, we shouldn't come for you. No, once you are a public officer and you have been given resources and it has come to light that some things have gone wrong, like in the case of National Service, 81,000 names, and you were paying them, you are a fraud. You are stealing from the state. So even if Madam Gifty is not directly involved, they want to ask her a question. Madam, help us to understand what happened. And that is why I said Madam Gifty is not a crime suspect. She is a subject of investigation. And nobody has said that she has committed a crime or not. But she has worked at the place at the highest level. And you are talking about the 2 million Sky train king. You know, where is the train? So come and explain to us, why did you pay money and there's no train? And you have to come there and answer, because if you want to sustain democracy, then accountability is one of them. And reasonability to be responsible in the discharge of your duty. And also another one. And see, to the extent that they did not say they are crime suspects, but they are subjects of investigation, nobody has done them any harm. And I don't think my uncle Ankrofi or Nancy, my uncle Jogati has said somebody has abused his right. Unless you guys are saying that nobody should investigate anything, and we should leave it like the way the NDC MPP fraud, everyday fraud, criminality and fraud. You will not have a country one day. There will be problems.
Asempa FM.
Zakumado anopaima menna wasena yentwen ye befri mu aba se ne wa me ate ase na eche se mami se ye detain no a gise bi adwoada ena obenya ni tiedi na ya
no but me ba ne say yet me jai na it depends on questions that be beside no any answers no be provided. There will be some number of questions. They want to establish aiding and abetting. They want to establish negligence. They want to establish deliberate omission. They want to establish why the processes were circumvented and how the procedure was, lack of discretion and many of those things. They want to establish it. Once she's able to provide those answers, I believe they can leave it today, tomorrow. Other than that, the standard procedure is that almost 48 hours. And to the extent that she slept inside yesterday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, then there will be another day. And that's the way it is done.
You choose the other day and say, when you're money.
No, and you say one man. Some catch us said, I declare no, it's almost a moody. And once you work at a place, you have to be serious, because there are consequences for negligence and there are consequences for not supervising and doing the job properly. And one of them is that you will be brought to come and answer questions. Now, the case in Ukraine about the public accountability issue is in social media, it's all over the place. But if I were here, or if I know her directly, I would have said, sister, get a legal firm that the leaders of these legal firms are non-parliamentarians, and don't let politicians speak on your case. Go to it and let your defense lawyers go to court and face it directly. You'll be fine. Other than that, if you turn it into NDC MPP, the tables have just changed. NDC is in power and you are an MPP. You will have problems.
Me I know as Mr. Kumado.
Thank you.
Abusia eni ati ye Owura Richard Kumado, or a fraud prevention expert and security consultant, na waboaye anope no nti ne yatete omo ayafre wo mu nyina no omo edi kan fra omo de unipa no kɔ no waba okɔ no waba nti gift die ene yate se detention abam se ye de no atwere mu nti ne yebesi akire no ye de bema mo na Silas Ampia Odum adwenkyerɛ yi ɔde aba ɔsɛ bi wa mesrɛw ene me train brother ene ye yawoda yɛde emfie aduanan and 44 years nyankopɔn ennom mesrɛw srɛ bambo ema yen Silas ono train brother Nyankopɔn ehira mo mama happy birthday omma mo nkwa ahoden ebom onye mo akese papa o se mempa ebo ne se Nyankopɔn bekoso aboye ho ban na wahira yen sila sampia odum me wotema ena Emmanuel krade ayode aba o se kwa mehwe video no fa explosion no ho no mewra ho no papa se yebeka se nipa 4 ena afrima yare hosem Wellington ade o se bi wa mehwe mu fi New York City na mechiamo anopai na masre nyame hira ede amamo ewo madwuma moye New York de na chese ade enchin o se mabusua ye wo kwada so atwemafo ase ene danso man nyina danso my first stop mechia omu nyina ena patome 1 wonu o chese agrada na ono wate se etisi se eja hihie no odumase kono nwo odumase de no se agrada na etisi mu oblite comedy ayi ode aba o se bi why ye can nation building a ye nyina ya sede eti si ye kasa oman no adimfie aduosia enwotwe 68 years a me so o kasa me nka bibi mfa Ghana ho a meka se ye change ye hu no esha so the Ghana toto oman bi te se Burkina Faso ho a ye yakachi misrewada ni kome incoming hafo MPP youth organizer chiano emame na kache MPP for so say it's still possible Raphael Nketia de yode aba wo say Akua ordinary Ghanaian ye kan obi se ordinary Ghanaian sika odi ne dako no less than $1 a day and so your politicians atototo adanya kese ewa brochire bra brochire na behwe Oma dan omo high dai omo to dan omo pia sika ni nyina na omo de abeto dan me pese me bisa o se sika no omo nya ne he na omo de beto adan no gise omo a ne betumi ayi ano ba bi omo nya sika no efri no Raphael omo a ebadachi a na omo ba be yi ano because ebi a ombeka cho say me de me bo me bra dada ma bo me bra bisi o mabo mo bre bisi so we de o mo branti o mo a eto eje o mo a na we so de yode aba Christian o se bi why ma me nchia wo ne wapamfo ene anopai papa na me fa de se de entomanim se wo a ena before no be frɛ wo bia kan ho kɔ no omudi omu post no na ye tenchen ne ye hwe omo eti obi a mo defense mu obi a o se wo ebe frɛ obi a kona koyiwa no o se when they were enjoying na ye nka ho enti yesre wo ada ka kire MPP fo obi ebe frɛ ni bia se omonko wo adansi a wo kwa na ade aka ho megidi ye se wo ade wadansi ebeko bia no ombeja wo koso na anyeye ni ede wo kwa eye wo nko a wo nu nyame ebusia no nwotwe anya boyi Adum TV so wo se na wotwe dwumade discussion segment no ye de ekoto aso efi ho no mo eti ye bekwa Adum TV so ni akwa akoto aso efi ho na wotwe dwumade no ma me na producers ase Dominic Siebo akwa kutwum na Joel so eteche ma me hwese kwaku edibi ba ansana yetu apa yetu apo akọ Adum TV so akwa akotoa so enche yebekọ na yakwa akotoa so efiwo na Isa Alasan de yode abo se bi why oman na yetimu no se toda na ye nyai se ye bo defense se ye chi nipa bi a Ghana ye nyina ye de ya no tumu na we mu anye ne ye na we mu anye ne ye a ye ntumi hu ne owia oman ni sika because say won say bia na iPhone nya frepe na amanfo asori na bia na iPhone na oman anye ne ye enso mitie owura kumado ye a woni na kasa no a bia na ifrewa ne emfa a wonko nsawam bia na ifrewa ye toto wano enti utimi yi wano yi a obebe fie migidi se the due process ye wo say bia na ifo no efa so no so mo fa so pepepe ne etoto wano na wo so unipa kro ti ase edi mra so a eno no bema obi ye bibi a ehu kakra banimu enye saa na da bia ye yese o na nipa we di enwo se ye che no we di enwo se ye kye no a ebetumi de ohaw abrɛ yɛn na abusua eneme kasai International Women's Day ene amansan nyinaa wiase amansan nyinaa emma eda ye ka International Women's Day a na this year botaya esi mpanimfo ani so ne se da bia ye de ano kenkan ye de ano ne aka na ma ye eno so koso yan kwa homa so na meni minua ba Shamima Muslim mentwetwe enkomo na ye nhwe emma the International Women's Day ye kan ene ma no positions ahoro e bi atumi awurawura mu anya nyina no na ma ene betumi ene Shamima atwetwe enkomo minua ba ma memma wa fishia Pedro International Women's Day dia na eche say aye emma no ye Christmas etimi mo fishia pa emma Christmas na edru so no.
Good morning.
Na memma
everyone me ti on catch
me wo hopa say minim say fasting nti ye nyina ye ta echire nkakra me de amintimi nsha
I was onye bio
nkakra boa nipadua no ne mahu ne say not only say we Muslim utimi edru ba bi na utumi de yefunu to ho a nipadua na ankasa kra no eboa ye papa nti edru sabri ya na midimochi nkakra na no pay me frɛ wo say ye bia ne ayo International Women's Day ni edi International Women's Day ni edi kakra ye drew me kasa me hwɛ parliament from parliament speaker oba ye nya no ni ya ba benya empanimfo se omoso mo attorney general na ya benya bi ni aba chief justice ni abenya bi yatumi anya ya do vice president woman ewo mayimo eti nessa da ye celebrate ya Ghana ye de ne ye beka se kosen
me da wase me tia oti force nyina ampa Women's Day no every day Women's Day but I was say yenyi daba ko bi ento na reflect na review progress and sana ya decide what gaps and what actions efata say yen ya ebetumi abridge gap no afi film no accelerate action and also so team is because share progress globally na ansana ya ba Africa ansana ya ba Ghana baby ana nka ya tse ye ndru sesia no yenye ndru ho kra yenye ndru ho women continue to be very disenfranchised and lowly represented at the age of time, especially in national life. Over Ghana story now, there are some real positives, but 68 years on, Ebra Ghana started 1960 Parliament. In fact, 1957, yeah, we need, you know, and your first elections, no, Nkrumah passed a women's bill and ensured an immediate 10 women from the 10 regions were representing in Parliament. And during that period, we had the highest level of representation in the subsequent elections. But the numbers kept coming down to the point where we are around 15% now, and we are not able to even meet the global target, which is at least a minimum 30% of all national assemblies now should be women. And to account the progress that we are making now, we break it into categories, different. Political representation, economic representation and participation, even socio-culturally, how are women faring? Political representation in the area is very important because, as I said, that's where power is. Say, mba etimi find seats around that decision-making table. The feeling is that you better take decisions that ebe boa the generality of our women in our society. Aside that, even families, because the statistics actually show say oba nensa ewa dia ebua nibusia from the family, the immediate family to the extended family. Omutimi eshe omu family ni better. Ghana is largely informal. Ghana Statistical Service omuka say there are more female-headed households in Ghana than male-headed households, where Mbano are actually the primary providers for their families. In terms of a Zuma, aye, edisika besia to ejane, abenu ejane ama obi. And so who said it makes economic sense to talk about the economic empowerment of women. And also, so to me, if the policies are not right, we need more women in those political decision making, so that Asempa say, oh, economic empowerment for women policies, yeah, we voted also. And me make a case. Free senior part distribution. On your bar, the discomfort, that comes with your period. I will need to tell me after I'm on saying B and now sanitary pad. I'm managing. I will say, I also won't go to school because wash facilities cry any school. And to school, probably near to school. Now on see proper wash facilities. On designate a baku for Oba Mba and a baku for Bema. It is Obano also on to someone. Not school toilet near baku for both men and female. A minimum toilet mbubo no more de to share the bill. And you know power usro person for your fine ever. Because we are so be a new home power the obe wash into so say o corner obeba bi ba obeba be hu bia wa be ye and see say nyemba na be ka the things that hold us back but me empathize but munti asie nti afi dia ya kakra at least they are increasing numbers just by a small margin for NDC. Yeah, they increase the female MPs from our initial 20 to about 31. Although MP before reduce here from 20 to 10. So it's not good. It's not good. But the most significant progress make last year na yet me break your feet. Being able to have Ghana's first female vice president, very significant. And Oshe, your mom Yiadom Mahamani appointments so far, a very marked departure from where we have come from in the past. Our promises at least 30% in the bedroom, the number 23-24%. But you can't ministers, you can't committees, you can't CEOs of various agencies, you can't appointments as communication directors of agencies. You will see a new face of young women, middle-aged women, all participating in governance. Very new, and it's a good progress that we are making.
Edu sabri anani aka ne se yehwe policies ahoro ne emra laws a ebetumi a protect women. Ye can bibi to say the affirmative action bill baby ampanifo yes ya beda ne mra abeye emra ye betumi dia ye adwuma se we na say implementation no kwanya ye betumi afa so ahwe se no so no ye ye one of the laws ye bill ni ye nya pass wie ne be ye law na da ho no mo sa implementation no ye hu ne ye ti mu no amanya ba bi de mo nan asise no botaye bi si mani so se mo be hwe aboa se implementation ne niam betumi aye adwuma
me pacho and presidential passport list na ye announced here some time ago. 50-50. At the presidency, no, the Ziamba Bebre were very high level positions. We had 5 men, 5 women who are the core presidential staffers. Now, me promise you say heated conversations happen. I raise these issues to make sure that we have something to report to the people of Ghana. Because the is Ghana for making excuses. And you're convinced that the commitment to amplifying women, it remains. What I have seen, ABY, is that women advocacy groups, I still say it is just easy for a president to say, oh, may I appoint him by 40, 50, 100, or without understanding the political organizing dynamic. When you say party or executive campaign it is financed, it is organized, it is executed. Different people play different roles in the whole system of a campaign period. The party their interest. Financiers have more interest. Front runners have more interest. Grassroots for have more interest. And all of these interests must combine to give you the power to make decisions on who goes where. The problem remains that Mbabebre controlling capital and a direct contribution to political organizing and a minimal in terms of financing. Financing also oil is the engine of a campaign. And this will be estimate the Sika Bebre but say, oh, maybe what more party campaign. Now, party no way every election. And if I say, oh, position way na mepe ama nipa way, and I say mepe position way ama ukrofo way. Dina and the Pacone Banosa ban Nimwa, president on Sunday. We need to have frank conversation about why the numbers are not increasing. Because President Obama and Kenyan commitment to promise now or make it now. Numbers now Yenyan position one for Yenyan. And that is the honest truth of the matter. In terms of the demands, the expectations, the various interests perform different roles. As for political party organizing, the core of it, organizing ceremony, organizing meetings, but that is not where the power and influence is. Unfortunately, ABY. He who pays the piper calls the tune.
No.
And that is the truth. And to say I'm making deliberate interventions that economically empower women. Debia will be making moral arguments to people to appoint more women. Oh, let more women contest elections. But more women are not able to contest elections because more women don't have the financing to contest effective elections and win. More women still face socio-cultural barriers. In some communities, they look down on female leadership. And they say, you're competent. Now, you're burning. West of the own worry, they don't want to hear. In some communities, you won't win an election. Number 3, financial barriers no means this mba eco mobilize campaign funds from men who have money half of the time, more than half of the time. The brave person on road draws and sign on more sexual harassment. So, and America say a women advocacy groups. And I say more women should go into politics. When the women present themselves, you, the groups, cannot say that you're neutral. You must actively work and campaign for those women who show themselves. May can say practically, say 2 women are contesting a constituency. You, the women groups, mobilize resources and support the 2 women. May the best person win. If it is one woman contesting a particular constituency, it should not matter which political party they are on. Mobilize resources, support her to win the election. If you say major political parties appoint women as running mates, and then one political party obeys your demand and appoints a woman, nominates a woman as a running mate, now why again? On the basis, because it should be that on the things that should move our advocacy forward, there should be no neutrality. Because you see your first female vice, and now your first female president. And Amunim said the way your politics is organized, the politics is between the 2 major political parties. And to say MPP, NDC, more nominated, MPP and NDC, not once, twice. And by the second time, I was saying there's commitment to the amplification. So how do we, the women's movement, mobilize support for that secret? So that Obama, on your position, not me, Ghana, political party means to be who said decision now me taking every day a lot of female support every take it no. Until next time on they want more women because they do say there is reward when you amplify women. So I understand we cannot continue begging because the other pathway to amplifying women in public life is through voting. The second one is appointment. So, say Mbano present for election, maybe the women, we don't go and vote for them. Then we don't want the numbers to increase, especially when the women voters on the register are more than the male voters. So they be maybe it's also because of your cultural context, which affects women too. So Omo also lean more towards male leadership than female leadership. But we have to break that jinx.
Shamima, mija wa mo akoyade baako. Sani awo kan say yenko ye kra no say appointment bosha president share say 30% women na o hwese betumi abam yenya ya 20% de yatra ye konkakra ba omo a abamu no omo a say omunya position say wo parliament omo a omo call constituencies ahoro ma yetoma wo mo no so no wohwe kakra ewom se mo ba ye nche de almost 2 months ni ba sa wohwe nipa ni bia ebi hia mmoa because ye pese ema no kwa na obi aka say ye nya oba oye vice no hwe ne waye hwe ne watumi aya aboa yen but wo fa parliament say ya wo say mema no omo sorry gina na omo kasa na heckling ne bakra omo mfa ho ba ama ne bi wutim se nipa no ehu abono na ama ne kasa ne niema bi mu a madikan kwan be na bo itimi afa so aboa ma na abamu bi atimi se ehu kakra wom osori no kasa ase hu kakra wom bi so wo hono mo a ebi otosin wo bibimu ministry ede nakọ ohia mmoa kakra ye won hyehyɛ bi si ede beboa saa ma no.
Because orientation programs are being organized. Parliament Jankasa organizing more orientation for all MPs, both old and new, so that better parliamentary practice in systems, more rules, regulations, nothing. So those orientations are going. Government side and so orientations will happen for ministers, various appointees. It's because appointments are so ongoing, no. But there's going to be orientation, especially after you publish a code of conduct and standards for public officers, no. There be orientation and more, yeah, and you want to plead ignorance. But I was a main council say a large part of a Jumano depending on individual. Because it's me to say lecture, open lecture, let me very wadi. But one base here, control exam, pass. And the information, no, wow, hard work is what will help you excel. And the answer now be practice. Obe making statements, making sure say, wow, every baby, no, sister, one, throw statements, no, practice statements, no. Rehearse the statement, no, and sana waba on the floor of Parliament. I did also a practice, and I bet me a whole new skills. And say what a fair and new, because the brave na say you won't be maybe a waba almost sorry in Casa and put that almost through. So often Casa than you own him or more weakness. You still keep quiet. And be not smart, but speak out and remove all doubt. BB water. So, baby, the backbench among Kasa and Poda. This is a committee work. Bambano, like I said, expectations may be. And I know the system is very, very hard for women and unforgiving for women, especially maybe who make it mistake or two. But all they know extra with him, you won't grow. And you cannot become a good speaker on the floor of Parliament if you don't speak on the floor of Parliament. It's by all means practice at home with your family, but take opportunity when you come to the floor. Speak as much as you can, and no end build confidence, so that you also be able to excel. Who making mistakes are fight answer our name 12. After all, of all the people who could be in Parliament, 275. Only value not that 275 out of the entire country. When you sit our Parliament, I will say say only value and can you found be and also do a Jumana obey build those skills, obey building with delivery and generally your competence. And no dear one obey wow.
Shamima, ma menna wase papa.
Mr. Medas.
Medas minuaba, medas.
Happy International Women's Day.
The same to you, say bro for Nasani Ekano.
I know Moka.
Medas pa busia deputy spokesperson oko mampeniatna ya ono ena no atwetwen enkomo. Shamima Muslim na anopai waboa ye nti oye oba no kan se mema ni timbi mema ni ti na chese yasra na omo de atwam ti so yo ba ka ba ko ka mienu na wutia en ko hu nkase o na meka ye beka sei na meka beka sei no ayere hu wa nkasa usua bia because ebi mo ko parliament o ye first time woko no wote ho obesua omonko ba ko mra no wasua hu nti usua asetie bia obehu abusua ha ya na mede mu besie na yakọ Adum TV so akoto aso na wotwe dwumadie na yede to aso afiri ho medin de Akua Boakyewaa Yiadom meda Dominic sie bo akọ akutwum na Joel Oman ne Kwabasante Philipos Ebu Nsumida mu nyina amasena happy birthday enko emfamao ansana masori happy birthday president ya woda Swedru All Blast United yo Swedru All Blast United Football Club penny ya woda no se president Mr. Richard Atukwesin anaya wa woda President Swedru All Blasters United Football Club Nyankopon enhraw efiminu abema Papa Maestro Asempa FM ose enkanche ose president Nyankopon emma wo enisuade hunu no omma ne nye kese pa teams no ene ye bi meka ho saa Maestro se me enkanche ose nyame enhraw Mr. Steven Ato Kwesin Penia woda Swedru All Blasters we blast hey now they na actually be me Swedru All Black we na ujina me so sa mosquito my show ase wade no mame empetim no na me moni ye mame am empeti Swedru All Blacks United Football Club na uko school say ni spell Swedru ebusu ya me de moasi munyim fo na ne emfansi he ya
Asempa FM 94.7 Asempa